Hello guys, and I'm back. Yes, so I'm gonna be here to give you my review on 12 Years a Slave, which I actually got to go to an early screening of. I saw it about a week before it came out, and I've got the proof right here. I didn't download it, I'm not that impatient. And I did want to get my review out for this early before the film came out, but I did a few takes and I just didn't find one that I was happy with before the film came out. And regardless, I'm going to review it anyway because, I mean, the film just won the Best Picture Oscar, and I'm sure after that you want to know my opinion on the film. So 12 Years a Slave basically tells the true story of Solomon Northup, who was born a free man, and this is in the 1800s roundabout, when slavery is legal, and he's a black man who's born a free man and is now a professional violinist. But when he's going around performing professionally, he gets kidnapped and sold into slavery for the next 12 years. But now, what I'm going to start off with is the performances. All the performances are extremely strong from everyone involved, especially Michael Fassbender. I mean, Chiwetel Ejiofor, I think that's how you pronounce it, he gives a great performance as Solomon Northup. No doubt about it. Absolutely great. But it's Michael Fassbender that steals the show. He is so believable, nasty, and cruel. You just want to jump into the frame of the film and choke him. He just gives a performance for the ages, really. I think when this decade ends, I will look back on the best performances of the decade, and Michael Fassbender will be up there with his performance in 12 Years a Slave. But there's everyone else as well. Paul Dano, I will see anything that Paul Dano is in. He's one of my favourite actors now. He's my fourth favourite actor, in fact. So I'll see anything he's in, and no exception here. He's great too. Paul Giamatti, in it a little bit, but he's still fantastic. And Brad Pitt, criminally underused, but still great nonetheless. And now this film is not what you would usually expect. It's pretty simple, but it's really made not to tell a story, but to paint a picture, more or less. And what it's made to do is to show how gruesome and brutal slavery was. And it succeeds immensely at that. I was gasping and squirming in my seat throughout the entire film. 5 minutes in, I was watching the film through my fingers, and I was just saying, make it stop. Just make it stop. Never did I expect slavery to look so horrific. And I've done my research. I know that slavery was horrible and brutal, but never did I expect it to look this horrible. This was truly surprising. It especially comes to show in the almighty whipping scene. Now, there are many whipping scenes throughout, but if you've seen the movie, I think you know what one I'm talking about. It's one that's so horrific, and on an emotional level too. And it's so graphic too. You see the whip crack against the skin, and I swear I could even see the bones popping out. It was that gruesome and just hard to watch. And In addition to these brutally honest scenes, this movie is strong. This is a very powerful film. It gets the emotions right out of you. And more than from the character of just Solomon Northup. Every scene is played for effect, to get these emotions out of you, but it does it in such a way that doesn't feel emotionally manipulative at all. And it just comes to show that it succeeded at getting the emotions out of me when, a few days after seeing this film, I saw American Hustle in the cinema with some friends. And before the film, played the trailer for 12 Years a Slave. And I started to cry from being reminded of these scenes and what happened throughout them. And just how hard-hitting they truly were. And in addition, the script is superb. The film is essentially all conversations and dialogue, and it did not lose me for 1 second. The lines are all clearly planned out, but they're delivered in such a way that they sound believable. But I do have a few minor problems. First off, the pacing was very off in the second half. Surprisingly, the first half was very fast-paced and went by extremely quickly. But once that second half hit, it comes to this slump where it becomes rather slow. So it just felt very uneven for me. And as the film goes on, it actually begins to feel rather repetitive. Things happen that just seem so familiar. It isn't too annoying, and there are only really 2 things like that each occur 3 times throughout the film. But by that 3rd time, you're thinking, yeah, we get the point. And also, there wasn't really enough build-up to the ending for me. Now, this is a mild spoiler, but it shouldn't really come as a surprise. It's in the title, even. But when Solomon is freed from slavery at the end, it seemed to happen just out of the blue. There wasn't really enough things happening beforehand for us to get excited and to expect him to become free again. Call me a person who likes traditional storytelling, but whilst that ending was rewarding, there wasn't really enough build-up for it, and I didn't get the overwhelming full force that I think it could have delivered. And now time for my 1-sentence review. 12 Years a Slave is a harrowing and hard watch that is filled with A-list talent, but a rewarding watch nonetheless. I give 12 Years a Slave a high 4.5 out of 5. So, until next time, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm Thomas, and that's a review.